What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes are back with one of the superstars from this past Friday night's PFL 10 finals championships card that we had. And Rob Wilkinson, the new light heavyweight champ, joins us. What's going on, Razor?
Not much, guys. How are you?
Good. Congratulations, champ. You defeated Omari Akhmedov, and it was a stellar fight. Quite a great way to kick off the run of title fights that PFL threw at us on Friday night.
Yeah, thank you. It was an exciting fight. I had a lot of fun, and Omari's he's a tough opponent.
Rob, at what point did you know that this one could be going your way? I mean, you guys wear 4-ounce gloves, and even though you were piecing him up, he has power, he's dangerous, but at what point did you know, I see what he's doing, I think I got a good gauge, he doesn't see, he's not handling me, though?
I felt like I was quicker than him pretty early on. I parried one of his jabs and jabbed him back, and I felt like I kind of took control of the fight early, but I knew he's a tough opponent, and he's not going to just roll over in a fight, so I knew, he was always dangerous, and he was every time even when I was landing the clean shots and some big clean shots in him, he was always, I thought I was kind of hurting him, but he was always there defending and ready to throw back at me, so I couldn't get carried away because he was going to swing those big overhands and big hooks straight back at me, so I was always cautious of that.
Now, perhaps fighters are always cautious, but lately in 2022, we've had a lot of late comebacks. For example, just a few weeks ago, Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya. So as you're telling us that you felt comfortable, you had a good beat on him and what he was doing, and you were damaging him, was it in your head thinking like, hey, make no mistakes, be consistent, be disciplined? Like, are you talking to yourself, or is it more on the side of, now I got to finish him, do what it takes, get him out of here?
It was a bit of both. There was a few times I got carried away and felt like I was swinging a little bit too hard, which I try not to do, and missing a couple of shots, and then reminding myself, just don't swing for the fences, just try and be fast and be accurate, and that's what's going to knock him out. And that's the same advice my corner was yelling at me, just like throwing your punches pretty much at 80%. You're not trying to throw a knockout punch every blow, and just touch him, and that's going to win you the fight.
The fight ended obviously with the stoppage, and you probably felt euphoric and probably still do. But do you feel like the ending was it was even sooner than, obviously the doctor not letting it continue? Like, did you at least kind of have that pleasure of like, no, man, I finished this guy prior to the end of the round?
I mean, I felt like I almost finished him at the end of the first round. I dropped him and I almost finished him at the end of the second round, so he kind of got saved by the bell twice. But that was the first time I've won a fight in between rounds, and I've never wanted to win a fight because the doctor stopped it because of cut, because I know every fighter wants to keep fighting with the cut. But I actually, watching it back, I didn't realise he couldn't actually get off the ground after that second round, and he stayed there in his corner, went and picked him up and carried him to his stool, which I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do, and I'm pretty sure the ref should have stopped the fight then and there, because that counts as a knockout. He couldn't even get up and go to his stool, so that was the end of the fight. So that kind of made it seem like, regardless whether it's the card or that reason, the fight would have been ended either way.
Yeah, and I probably should clarify. Hopefully it didn't come off in any way that I'm trying to diminish the win. It was an awesome win. I loved it. But I guess I was wondering if you were robbed of that feeling of getting the finish yourself, because it felt like you said, in both rounds, it actually happened, but yet, the timing of how these rounds are divided up maybe stole that from you. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it definitely was different, and the ref waving off the fight in between rounds, and then it was kind of like, it took a little bit longer, I guess, to sink in that I just won a world title, because I was just waiting for the fight to continue, and it didn't continue. So it probably, not as exciting as actually getting a proper knockout or anything like that, but I was still very happy with my performance, and I think the fight was very exciting for the 10 minutes, and I was dominating the fight anyway. So I don't think anyone's arguing about the stoppage.
It was an awesome fight. It was.
Yeah. And Rob, from our eyes, it looked like everything went according to plan. Everything went perfectly. What really did happen? Can you explain? Like, was that all game planning? Was any of that on the fly? Something that you recognized during the fight? How did that whole thing play out from the way you envisioned it in your head to how it actually happened?
Man, I've been trying to do a lot more fight study and actual game planning over the last year or so, and it's kind of funny because it's a bit new to me. But every fight I've had pretty much this season, it's exactly what we've kind of expected to happen. So it's been nice, you know. I was using my fakes. I wanted to make sure I was faking some shots because I knew he kind of waits and he'll throw back heavy. So I was trying to do that, make him kind of draw it out of him, make him miss, and then capitalize on that. And that's kind of what happened. I thought he'd be going for the takedown. I knew he was going to throw a few leg kicks. He landed a few early, and then I made sure I started making him miss them. And I thought I'd be able to defend the takedown, which I did, and punish him on the feet, which is, it went to exactly how I thought it was going to go.
The season and playoffs, it can all be grueling, taxing on the body. But look what you did. I mean, are you excited to get right back in there? Or are you like, dude, let me celebrate and leave me the hell alone until next season?
Man, I love the season. I heard a few people talking about how hard it is mentally and physically. But yeah, I've wanted to be active for such a long time and haven't been able to have those opportunities to fight regularly. So I was loving it mentally. I was really, really good all year and enjoying training. And never found it like too difficult to kind of keep pushing after like fight camp after fight camp. But definitely looking forward to a couple of weeks off now, just to not kind of think about fighting, rest, and enjoy my time away. And then, but I'm excited to keep improving and do it all again next year.
Yeah, there's a guy that fought on your same card, Brendan Loughnane, that a lot of people ask him the same question. They ask him about, the UFC and them kind of passing on him, and then kind of look at him now. In your case, what do you think would have happened if the UFC gave you a third fight? Did you kind of need what happened to happen for you to grow as a fighter? Or do you think you would have peeled off the same kind of streak that you're doing now, just over there?
I have no doubt I would have, I would have gone on a winning streak if I was given another opportunity with the UFC. Losing those two fights, I definitely learned a lot, and and definitely drove me in, not being able to fight regularly and having that kind of, only had two MMA fights over a 4-year period before signing with the PFL. It's helped me. I've managed to improve a lot without actually competing too much. So, I would have been improving in the UFC, and I believe I would have won a lot of fights. But it is what it is, and I'm happy where I'm at right now.
So, Rob, not that this is the Brendan Loughnane interview or anything like that, but I also want to say something about that. He proclaimed himself one of the best 45ers in the world, period. Would you do the same across the board with 205?
That's my goal, and that's what I am training for and believe in myself. And I'd happily fight any of those top guys in the UFC or any other promotion, but I understand that most people won't be considering me like one of the best light heavyweights in the world. Like, I'm not going to be probably in the top 5 rankings in any website or anything like that. But that is my goal. So I'm going to be keep fighting, keep winning, and until I'm considered the best light heavyweight in the world. That's exactly what my next goal is.
Well, maybe not top 5, but I think you'll have to be in some form of rankings. I mean, you were an assassin in 2022. You had almost a perfect season. In fact, I think you did have a perfect season. And I wanted to ask you, would you almost say that you may have been the MVP for the PFL in 2022, going 4-0 with 4 stoppages?
Yeah, I don't think anyone else got 4-0, 4 stoppages. I think all my fights were pretty exciting finishes. I think I was voted one of the most exciting fighters in the PFL, and the last in the playoffs got the best finish out of any of the playoffs. So yeah, I think it was my first season in the PFL, and it was definitely a good season for me.
Well, like you said, I did look at the other champions, and there was some 4-0s, but no one had the 4 finishes. Now, Larissa Pacheco might have an argument. She had 3 finishes and a decision over Kayla, and Kayla's pretty special. But man, I'm telling you, it was an awesome season. And I definitely think you're one of the best 205ers in the world. You've already proven it to my eyes. I've watched a lot of MMA, and I watch Bellator. I watch One Championship. I watch UFC. And right now, like I say, on this planet, you're hot, man. Like, you're delivering. You're backing it up.
Yeah, thank you. That's been my goal, and I'm feeling good. I feel way better competing at 205 than I did at 185. I'm not depleting myself. I'm not draining myself. I feel like I can train harder and recover better because I can eat decent food and not be depleting myself all camp. And I just feel like I've improved a lot. I've been grinding away, and I feel faster than these guys. And it's good when I get out there. I just feel like I'm too quick for these guys, even though I'm a big guy myself. But and then I'm really loving training. I'm loving competing. So I'm in really good headspace at the moment. So I'm just really enjoying it.
That said, be careful. You're still in New York. You got the nose is off a little bit, and you got the black eye, and you know them. They're going to be looking at you going, look at this guy. Little do they know. But no, seriously, incredible season. You deserve it all. Congrats on the Millie and like everything else that comes with it, the gold. I mean, man, like it was awesome. A great season. It's been fun covering you 2022. I think Goes has one more for you. That's it from me.
Yeah, no, Rob, so you're yet to meet us in person, but if you ever make it to Vegas, you're going to realize how ridiculous George and I are as human beings. If we were in your situation, I know that if we when the plane lands, we would have a marching band. We might even come out, having people throw rose petals at us. What's in your head? What are you going to do when you step off that plane? Is there going to be a mob waiting for you?
Tasmania.
I'm not sure what's going to be waiting for me. I think there'll be a few news companies and stuff there filming, but honestly, I'm just excited to get home, see my family and friends who couldn't have made it over to New York, and see my dog. I haven't seen my dog for 9 months, so I'm excited just to see her and go for a walk and kind of relax by myself, to be honest.
Whoa, 9 months since you've seen your dog?
Yeah, I've been over in the States since the first fight, so it's been a while.
You're going to film all this, huh?
Definitely have to get it filmed, yeah.
Yeah, do the Instagram on, of course, your family most important, everything. But dogs are family, but I want to see your dog's reaction. To you, to seeing you.
So do I.
I'm a big dog lover, and I can't wait to see that. Hey, we took enough of your time. Looked like you were at a lovely dinner, so get back to that. Thanks for giving a couple knuckleheads like us the time. Congrats again, champ. Safe travels back to Australia. We'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.